Hello there, Twitch viewer. My name is Colm and with me this week is
Malford.
Hello.
Hello.
So it's a bit of a different stream here on the Bossa Studios Twitch channel, as it's all for charity. Charity. A couple of months ago, I think now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a while back now.
The War Child got in touch with us, and 10 other studios, basically approached us to create a game for a bundle that they were putting together to basically raise proceeds for children in Africa.
Yeah, not just Africa.
Well, no, so yeah,
children who are involved in conflict.
Well, yes, I should say, so today we're going to be playing a few of those games in this bundle called Help the Game, which is only £10 on Steam.
You can argue with that.
I mean, £10, that's 3 cups of coffee-ish.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of coffee you're getting, I guess.
Yeah, you're getting very fancy coffee, I don't know. But basically, the point we're making is it's not an awful lot.
No.
And the quality of the games in the bundle as well are very, very good.
I mean, even if you just considered that a one-off donation and then the games are a bonus on top of that.
Exactly. It's like, I think the model that Warchild were using going into it was a CD that they had put out 10 years ago, give or take, where they basically kind of got the pop stars of that era to compile together and make a few songs and put that out as a compilation album. But now the games developers, they're the rock stars.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah. I mean, look at me.
Yeah, I mean, do my eyes deceive me? Is that Bono?
I am basically Bono.
Or is that Malford? Yeah. So we're going to play a couple of the games in the bundle, but we're going to start off with Emily Displaced.
Yes.
Which is, well, I should say as well, here I have my tablet, I'm not going to say who makes it.
You're not going to say the brand.
I'm not going to say the brand. But I will mess around with the pad and basically if you have any questions for Malford or myself, or any comments at all, just kind of drop them into the Twitch chat, and we'll respond to you there. And also, Bossa Kirk, who is our little moderator, will be giving away codes during the live stream as well. So you can kind of dive in and have a look at the games, and if you like them, you may be inclined to donate to Warchild as well. So let's get cracking, and let's have a look at Emily Displaced.
Right.
Which is run it on fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
Which is the game that you designed, Malford.
It is. Yeah.
I'm highly impressed. Now, if you're a regular viewer of Bossa Studios Twitch channel, you know that Malford is a QA tester and Worlds Adrift show host.
I am, yes.
As well, you're a jack of all trades.
At least 2 things I can do. In literary terms, we call that foreshadowing.
Is that right? Is that what you call it?
You're sitting playing with your toys by yourself when there's a knock at the door. Who do you think that could be? Are we expecting anyone, Paul? Not that I know of. Keep the chain on the door.
Interesting. Paul knows that there is a bit of unrest.
Something's going on.
But it could
be dangerous.
Could be a friend.
Yeah. This is an interesting thing, actually. When someone played through this game on YouTube, and they didn't really seem to know what keep the chain on the door meant.
I'm wondering
if in America they don't have chains.
They 100. They definitely do. I know that from in Friends. Yeah. I'm sure they.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
It's just like
different. I don't know.
Chain, and if you open it, then it doesn't open
open the whole way.
So you can just go who are you?
And they try and push it open, and they can't.
Yeah.
Not possible because of chain.
Yeah, maybe, anyway. I don't know. Maybe they call it something else.
Maybe. Anyway.
It's just our next game that we're going to look at, which is Nevermind.
Nevermind, yeah.
From Torn Banner, who are the people behind Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. So we're going to try and get through as many of the other games in Help the Game as possible. But this is quite interesting, right? Because the little blurb for it is as follows. As the wind, you must guide the mine Kafan to the unexploded bombs left over around the countryside. Detonating these mines safely will help to prevent children and adults from being injured by them as they live, work and play. Unexploded bombs and mines kill and injure thousands of people per year, and the majority of those hurt are civilians. In 2011, Masood Hassani created the Mine Kafan, a cheap device that uses the power of the wind to help clear minefields. This is quite cool now. I think this is quite an interesting concept for the game itself.
Yeah.
And the idea of it, because I remember when Warchild were in and they actually said something as such.
Yeah.
The amount of mines out there and stuff. Yeah, genuinely, and the majority of the people that the mines actually kill or injure are civilians.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I suppose we'll have a look at this. So this is kind of your mine Kafan. Because I remember I was playing this first and I was like, I was kind of going, oh right, okay, it's quite clever. Yeah, you're meant to go over. You're basically meant to clear the fields.
Yeah.
Of the mines.
That's it. I mean, you use this is as you say, it's based on an actual way of clearing mines. I was hearing people talking about the comparative difference in the costs of clearing mines with traditional methods and with using these kind of big rubber ball things. And it's kind of interesting because if you just use traditional methods, that's exciting. It costs like a great deal of money, and this is money that people out in these countries often don't have to clear these mines. Whereas with these big balls, it costs like $5 a mine or something.
That's mental.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Like how such a simple idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously quite effective. Apparently, that's much better, and the sounds are good.
Good
to hear it. But yeah, it's. I actually did when you were kind of researching Emily Displaced. Did any of these? Well, I suppose they wouldn't because you were placing it more in our world, I suppose, or.
I mean, there's obviously
civilization.
there's, as you get into later chapters, there's a lot of stuff that kind of, for example, one of the places is kind of, I mean, it's in the game, it's quite kind of swampy and gross, but it's based on the Congo. So there's stuff that's just the political situation is based on it. But certainly there's not so much about this kind of practicality in there. There's some stuff about how people migrate and why they migrate to further away places and things like that. Whereas this is a bit more of a kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting way of introducing something that's super interesting about, conflict zones, right? Which is what I like about it. I don't think I'm the best at it, but
I think you're not bad. Dude, I think you're doing quite well.
Oh,
do you know what? It's quite. I remember I was playing this yesterday. I was going, this is quite fun.
Yeah.
It's. You could see the exact same idea being implemented in a game.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's right kind of Super Monkey Ball-ish.
Yeah.
At times. Oh no.
I lost my momentum.
Can you?
Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
Boom. There's a big one there. Whoa. Yeah. And it's got the little facts here as well, which talk about stuff. I mean, this is the thing about Warchild that really struck me, which is, because I talked to them a lot when I was writing to make sure that I had stuff that worked and was legitimate, is that the work that they're kind of doing is very tangible and practical and.
What do you mean when you say that?
As in, sometimes when you donate money to a charity, you're not entirely sure where it's going and to
100%,
who.
Yeah.
Whereas with Warchild, it's like they are going to these places, and you can specifically the people who are there. All the people I spoke to are incredibly aware of the situations of all these places. There's no, none of the guys who are raising money are the kind of guys who just professional kind of. Charity workers. They've all been out to refugee camps and they all know exactly what the place is like. I'm going to do a reset this level. They generally they understand. They have such an understanding of the issues and how those issues can be kind of combated. And they try and do things in kind of interesting ways as well, which is, I guess, comes back to the reason why they got a video game bundle made.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of, I suppose it's things like Help the Game that would get, say, an audience of people that wouldn't normally maybe maybe they wouldn't normally donate to things like this, simply because it's out of their out of their kind of vision. Like they you know, they're worried about, I don't know, when the next big AAA game is coming out or whatever. And I'm not necessarily saying that in a bad way. It's just that's what they see on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Whereas something like this would open their mind to maybe, what's War Child?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, this is the thing. Even if people aren't donating, just by it being on Steam's front page and people going and looking at it, that's really valuable because those people that know more about it. So yeah, I think it's a really cool thing. And there's some really cool games in the bundle too. I think the thing is that obviously, you know, all these games were made in less than 6 days, so there's a certain amount of, you know, they are not AAA games.
Yeah.
But they're just, I mean, there's some.
Still, like, so for what people have created in give or take 6 days, is crazy.
Yeah, and there's some
the quality of some of them.
Yeah, some of the teams have really, you know, got some polished games, you know, that you could see on all sorts of, you know, I mean, they'd probably use a bit more polish if they had full releases, including Eminem.
Of course,
but
yeah.
There's the concepts are there, they're fun to play. There's, you know, there's the bit of meat to them.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Oh God.
How am I going to get the one on the other side of this stuff? Oh, no.
I'm not sure if you can you?
We'll find out, I suppose.
Oh God.
Crikey.
So if you're just joining us, we're playing Help the Game, which is a compilation of 11 games that War Child and a number of developers kind of put together to raise money for War Child. Currently we are playing, what's called it? Nevermind. Nevermind from the banner. So, and also Bossa in the Twitch chat is giving away codes for the game. So yeah, if you're quick, he's just giving away the 3rd code. So if you're quick, you can grab that. And if you like the game as well, maybe you might consider donating a bit to War Child. It's a very good cause. And as Matt was just saying, your money is in very good hands.
It's a bunch of really passionate people who really care.
Yeah, very, very much so. But we might jump into the next game. Well, as soon as you finish this, I know.
Let's see if I get up this hill.
Nearly. This is gripping. It's like the ball is trying to do to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's really leave it there.
Yeah, we'll probably leave it there.
Yeah.
So the next game that we're going to have a look at is called Blockades. I think this is one of your personal favourites. I
like Blockade.
You quite like it. From Hardlight Studios, who are behind Sonic Dash and Sonic Dash 2. So the blurb reads as follows: Blockade is a minimalistic puzzle game centered around providing safe passages for pawns through a maze of raised blocks. By placing tools themed around protection, education and livelihood, you lower the blocks and help create a path for these pawns to cross to the other side. Well, this is quite cool because whereas I suppose say our game and the game you just saw as well, Nevermind, and another game you'll see in a minute, they're kind of more focused. Like, you know, you look at them and you understand what the story is. This kind of still delivers its message, but kind of in a different way, you know, in a more abstract way. So I know you were kind of quite enjoying this. So yeah, kind of give me what's going on here. So Blockade.
So essentially, I mean, this is as you say, this is a bit more abstract. But basically, the idea is that there's a bunch of kids in this field. You start with just one, it builds up, and you end up with more later, and they have to get to the other side of this environment, and this environment represents kind of their childhood, potentially something like that. In a war zone, right? So there's these things that can happen if they hit this, because there's no way they can get past it. Then they'll lose a life, and that life is to do with kind of their mental well-being. So red blocks, if they walk over a red block, that'll increase their amount of life. That increases their mental well-being. Yellow ones represent kind of important things in their lives, like education, things like that. They give them points. And the blue ones, that increases the amount of moves that you have left. So that's kind of to do with progression in life.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, to begin with, I don't need too much of anything, so I can use a bit of both. So I'm going to drop down these yellow ones here. And you can see every time I put one down, you move one space up. So I've got 1 point. And then I can put this here and get myself some moves back later. And as you see, when I walk past them, the block comes back up. So initially it's very easy to balance that stuff. Later on it becomes more of a challenge because there's more and more walking across the field, crossing each other's paths, that kind of stuff.
So does the character will just follow the kind of set path, will they?
Yeah,
like, could you now just basically, like, is there a advance or something, or do you have to keep putting?
You have to put something down. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So if you only got blocks that aren't very useful for you right now, you might up. If I would have put the blocks down here, for example, it would raise those 2 blocks up again.
Right. Okay.
And it cancels out any raised blocks. So if I have to put something like with an awkward shape down somewhere because I need to clear a path, then I might increase something later on, get in the way of a different character.
Right. Okay. Oh, so you start off with one character, and as you progress, you kind of have more and more.
Yeah, more of them will start appearing on screen. Yeah.
We have.
I see this one there.
Oh, Brogue Leader says there's a skip turn button in the bottom right.
Oh yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, fair enough.
But generally advisable to place blocks each turn.
It makes sense to
Thanks, Brogue Leader.
Yeah. I guess I've never felt the need to. So
yeah. I mean, I suppose it is a big arrow. We probably should have noticed.
I should have noticed that, yeah.
Okay. So this character is gone. They're okay.
They're finished now. They're
safe.
Exactly. They're through the zone, and I'm generally just placing down blocks in areas where they might be useful later.
Okay, so the board, as it were, if we kind of, for lack of a better term, that never changes. That's
it's always this. Yeah, at the moment it's just this square. That square's on.
Right. Okay.
And then obviously an interesting thing here is that their paths kind of cross a little bit. So even if I had the path entirely clear when they started, I'd need to continue to clear it because every time they walked over something that later on Rill was going to walk along, they would be closing that path up. So that's the kind of interesting dynamic you've got to balance there.
So so each when you pass one, it raises.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brogue Leader says also I worked on this one. Cool stream, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. Thank you very much, Brogue Leader. I actually quite like the art style of this.
Yeah,
I think it's quite nice. And as I say, it's an interesting, because I suppose you can kind of talk about that. The what's the word I'm looking for? The brief was like there was no kind of set. Oh, you have to make this type of game, or you have to do that. As you'll see, particularly with the last, one of the kind of last games, hopefully that we're getting to if we have time. There was no real, as I say, you have to make this, you have to make an adventure game, blah blah blah, or you have to make a puzzle game, you have to make anything, or even the subject matter. It's kind of up to you basically, whatever you made.
I think there was certainly initially, because we were the first. I think we were the first team to run our game jam. So initially we were kind of under the impression that it was going to be more specifically they wanted the story told, but I think they were quite keen to have. Because they didn't want everyone to make the same sort of game. They also didn't want to make everything to be too negative the whole way through. Yeah. So there was certainly they were really keen on there being a nice balance.
Just wanted a bit of, I suppose, levity as well as.
Yeah, exactly. And there's ways of doing. I mean, this one I think because it abstracts it certainly doesn't feel depressing to play. No, it certainly is interesting, and it still tackles the issues, right?
No, definitely, 100%. We have a doozy here now. Four.
It gets. Once it gets to this point, it starts getting kind of tough quite quickly. I wonder if I should think about these ones here. I'm going to think about these ones here.
We'll try and get maybe. Would we have? I was about to say we'll try and get one more person off. We have. Yeah. So let's jump into another game. We're going to be playing Malkia. Is the name of the game. Now this is from Sports Interactive, the people behind Football Manager, and I think you can kind of see that from the type of game that it is. But it's an interesting. I don't know. I think it sort of uses the template of a Football Manager game, but it repurposes itself for this, and I think it's very interesting because of it. So the idea is, you start off with $3.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got to spend a certain amount of money on food. I've got it currently on the minimum here. So this is, you get these diaries here, which tell you a little bit about what's going on, and then you've got this amount of money. The amount of money coming in and going out is here, although at the moment the daily income hasn't adjusted yet. That's a little fault, but you can see it's 160 a day at the moment. So as long as I have coal, I still have this. So here we go. Nothing left. Would you accept some coal at the cheapest price? Would you do that? I mean, we've only got 260 and we've not got that much coal left.
How much is the cheapest price? Oh, we don't know yet, do we?
No.
So if we accept, it could be 260.
They might take all of my coal and leave me with not enough money to buy some more.
See, I suppose this is...
Then my children will starve, and I've got a lot of children.
I think you're going to have to reject. This is interesting because it's even... It reminds me of... Did you ever play This War of Mine?
Yeah.
Which is actually, funny enough, another game that War Child worked on. So this was before... this game jam, they got involved with, and the name escapes me, I can't remember the studio, but the people who made This War of Mine. And you do have those instances where someone will come up to your door and they'll say, could you spare something or whatever, and then you're going,
I genuinely can't.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going, yeah, the other person on the other side of the door is just going, yeah, but I need stuff too, and it's like, that moral decision. Do you help them or do you?
I've got 7 children who will starve to death if I help you.
That's fair.
This is it, right? And to begin with, so we've rejected them now, which makes me feel bad.
Of course.
But at the moment, I genuinely have nothing. So what we're basically doing is we're accumulating this small amount of money. Then eventually we can go out on a trip to restock the coal, because once the coal runs out, we need to be restocking that, because that's the only thing we have to sell.
Does each child have like hunger meters and kind of that kind of?
Yeah, they've got health, happiness, and education.
Right. Okay.
So the better the food you can provide them with at the market. So this is what's costing me $1 a day is food.
Right.
So you can increase that to $3 a day if you have a little bit more, and that gives them a happiness boost. At the moment, they're all reasonably happy, I think. Which is good. You want to be able to fill their education if you can, because that gives them a better chance at life. Oh look, no one's buying anything. Anyway, that's good. So you can see my money's basically just gradually going down at the moment, which is a shame.
That's not ideal, no.
No, okay, got a bit more money.
This is some coming in now.
Some money's coming in, yeah. But essentially, I mean, we can go out to the road here, but I don't think I have enough money to buy anything, so we can just go here, and then, I mean, it costs 24 cents.
So what does...
Can't afford to buy all of them, all 18 of this.
Right. So what does that get you then?
So you basically, this is the stock. I have the stock of things at the top here.
Yeah.
And when these run out, I can't sell anything, so I can't make any money. So I need to restock, which means I need to make journeys. So at the moment, I can't really risk going on that journey.
Yeah.
So I won't just yet. Partly because I know something that is coming. Hopefully.
Brogue Leader tells me This War of Mine studio was 11-bit studios. It was. Thank you very much, Brogue Leader, for informing me. But yeah, this is interesting again because I think it's very, very different to everything else in the package. It's quite deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that,
to get your teeth into here.
Like even the idea of kind of when your stocks run dry, you have to leave, you have to go somewhere else.
Just run dry. So we better go somewhere. Right, even though I don't necessarily have the money to get much coal, I'm going to buy as much coal as I can from it away. Let's have a look quickly. So this is 18 kilometres away, and the coal there is worth 23 cents. So if we can find somewhere where it's a bit cheaper, 19 cents, but it's quite a lot further.
Okay.
27. What was the first one again?
It was 18. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 23 and 18 kilometres.
Seems to be the cheapest, is it?
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to have to go. So let's go and pick up as much coal as we can afford.
So that's 506. So will we
I
not
can't
be...
afford that, no. So I can only afford $2 worth. So I'm going to get $2 worth.
Oh, okay, right.
So this is the point where you now go on the journey, and this is a little abstracted thing. And as we go along, we'll get little prompts, and they'll tell us a little bit about what's happening and give us some choices to make. So caught in the there you go. Just got a shot at.
Oh no.
What do I do? Perform a Thursday or see a doctor?
I'm guessing, does see a doctor cost money? Do we
Do I have money? Got $2?
I mean, but isn't that that's $2 for coal, isn't it?
Need that $2 for coal.
I'm going to say perform first
Let's
aid.
just hope that it's fine.
Yeah.
So we've just lost a bit of health and a bit of happiness there.
Okay.
So here we go. We can get as much coal as we can afford.
Right, so I'm guessing incidents happen each time when you go somewhere and when you come back from that place as well.
Yeah. So we've got $8 worth of coal here. So we need to make sure that we're selling this $8 of coal for more. Yeah. So it was about 24 cents per piece.
Can you set the?
You can set the price. Yeah. So we need to make sure we're making a profit. So the serious car crash, we can either wait or go around it. I suggest we just crack on.
Why not?
Crack on. So that makes things a little bit harder because you have to deal with seeing all the dead people and that stuff. So
that's
damages your health and happiness. There we go. We've got a loan. That was good timing.
That was good timing. Yeah.
So this is an interesting thing because this was the core inspiration for this. These $30 loans that the War Child have helped people with. Which $30 seems like nothing for a loan, but as you've seen in this, you're really dealing with such a small amount of money that having that extra safety net is really, really useful. So being able to now invest in more things is really valuable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I'm making a bit of a profit on this car, so I'm going to leave it as it is to make sure it's selling. We've got that bit more money now, so we can probably send someone off. And I think I'm going to send one of the kids off.
Oh, so you could like in all these places you could send off, I suppose, all your kids if you wanted. If you had enough money.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you have to worry a little bit because the kids are still at risk, and things still might happen.
Right, okay.
Do not want any of your children to die. And the other thing that happens is if I don't have any, if I run out of health, then, or if I need to go and basically, you can send yourself home because you're sick or you're unwell, but then someone has to man the shop.
Right, okay.
And some of the others are unable to. There you go. Being hopeful today, nobody is sick. That's good. So this is it. This is the point where I had the $30 and I felt like it was never gonna run out. And then
and then you did.
And then it did. I mean, what's interesting here, I don't have any coal. Why don't I have any coal?
You should have
coal. Sold? I definitely went and bought some.
Has it sold already?
I might have done. I feel like I'd have more money.
Did you undersell yourself? Did you give away? Oh no, there.
So he's brought some coal. That'll be fine. Let's use that coal. Maybe I'll just send my children out because maybe I just leave all the coal behind. Maybe I'm.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Maybe I'm an irresponsible mother. All right, let's send him out again. Let's send him to. Was it a bit further afield? 3 kilometres?
Yeah.
Depends how much coal they've got here, really. We could start buying. We could buy the next thing up actually, if we've got some.
So right, okay. So we've coal. What's the second?
Second one is I can't remember.
Right. Okay.
It's like a root of some kind.
Yeah.
So let's send him off to do that. He's spending $16, so that's going to leave us with not a huge amount, but.
So he's spending $16
on
to
stuff
get
we
there.
can sell. No, $16 on the stuff he'd be buying.
Oh, sorry, right, okay.
Yeah, so we have to hope that he's okay when he gets back. I think.
So yeah, he can, I suppose, die out there or
get hurt. That kind of stuff. Things do happen to him. Yeah.
And then you have to spend on doctor or first aid or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's root apparently. There you go. So now we've got root to sell in here as well, which we're selling for $1 a pop, which is pretty good. So that should give us a little bit more, depending on how many people are buying. A little bit more to play with there.
This is
I think
it's quite. I think it's quite an interesting game actually.
Yeah,
rolling in money there.
Absolutely. I haven't made back enough for the loan yet. So.
But we have a little bit of time, but not an awful lot. So let's dive in. We've time to kind of go for one more game. And this is, I suppose, as we were mentioning earlier, this is where this game is just a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
There isn't. Well,
there's a few games like that in the bundle, aren't there? Really, there's a few that are just. I mean, they are like Optimario Rescue's a little bit like that as well. There's a loose tie-in to the theme, but it's just a fun game rather than anything else.
So this is Splash Bash. From Rovio, who are Angry Birds, of course. So Splash Bash is a hectic local multiplayer brawler where up to 4 players try to bash each other into the water using physics-based gameplay.
Sounds
so
wacky. Let's
give this a go. Right, I'm going to have to go down the Twitch chat
and
kick so I'm going to randomise what.
Oh, this is exactly me.
one.
This one's literally me.
Hold on, I want to find one that looks like me. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, perfect. We're in.
So, you use, my understanding, I haven't played an awful lot of this, but yeah, you basically try to bash into the other person, I suppose. Oh God Almighty!
So the strategy is essentially to be good at
Yeah, to do nothing.
I'll just hang out over here.
You know, it has an element of Smash Brothers about it.
Yeah.
Sort of. Or there was a game in, I don't know if you ever played it, in Sports Friends.
Okay.
That had a similar thing where there was a centre platform and same thing, you just kind of bash into the water. The water mechanic does,
yeah. You're not using it.
Just yes, yeah, yes. Oh, God, no. Okay, there's one on. Ooh, what's that?
I've got infinite water.
No! Yes! Oh, did I pull that one out of the bag? Right, okay.
Use my strategy first.
Yes! No, don't die! Get out! Am I alright? Did I win? Did I safe?
I think you won, yeah.
Yes, yes. So that's Splash Bash. And that's kind of helped the game. I'm just going to rattle through some of the other games on offer. And Telion is another one from Rovio again. That's quite cool. I like that.
That's the orbiting one, right?
Yeah, it kind of pulls in my Super Hexagon kind of heartstrings. I really like that. There's Captain Curve's Intergalactic Space Adventure. Love the title. That's from Curve. You've Savannah, which is from Modern Dream, behind kind of LA Cops. You've Octomari Rescue from Sumo Digital, who have you go through their list on their CV: Little Big Planet 3, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, the upcoming Crackdown 3, it's outrageous. Rise from Creative Assembly, who the folks behind Alien Isolation. And you have Verdant Hue from Spilt Milk, which is they did Tango Fiesta. It's kind of a who's who, if you will. The people involved in Help the Game is astronomical.
There's a lot of good kind of indie-ish stamps.
Yeah, very much so. So again, head on to Steam, look for Help the Game, and it'll cost you $9.99.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very little.
Yeah.
And you're helping charity, and you're getting some very, very good games out of it, as you kind of saw today.
Yeah.
You know.
You can find out what happened next at Emily.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly. Yeah. And play all the great games that we played today, all the great games that we sadly didn't get a chance to play. So that kind of just about does it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, we regularly stream Worlds Adrift, or we do I Am Bread, a sort of simulator, or we kind of started doing other things like last week where we did Remember Me. We're kind of doing a few kind of interesting things with this Twitch channel, so click the old follow button there, and we'll be live again next Thursday at 5 PM. Malford, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, dear viewer, for watching. And again, just to reiterate it, head on to Steam and check out Help the Game, because it's for a good cause and there's some great games as well. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Goodbye.